The great Ron Duguay. Espo firing the coach. What happened there?
Yeah, you know what? If I remember correctly, I asked Espo to trade me to L.A. because I had met a woman from L.A. and I thought that I may want to settle down there. So I went to Espo. I said, Espo, can you trade me to L.A.? And 2 weeks later, he traded me to L.A. No, I'm serious. The good news is I end up marrying her.
Unbelievable.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
I'm telling you, that's the best story you're going to hear all week right there. Save for maybe today, but welcome to the RP Show, everybody. We had an issue. I'm just sharing to Facebook here right now, and we're good to go. And Bob's your uncle. Are you ready for the weekend? Is it officially? Your mic's not on, I don't think. Okay, I'll do the talking here for a while. Now you're on. Now we're good.
Hey.
We're off to a flying start.
A little turbulence, folks, getting out of the runway.
Don't worry about it. I just put my head in the cockpit. They're like, get out, get out.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be in the cockpit. Just enjoy first class, Rod.
Oh, yeah, sit back.
Is your coffee hot?
Did I ever tell you about the time we were coming out of Lethbridge on the Pat's bus? I know I told you that, but for the benefit of our viewers, I'm going to tell it here. I was hanging sheets up with Greg Mayer, whose name came up yesterday. I know I've told you that.
Yeah.
The first 4 rows of the bus, we were hanging bed sheets from underneath the luggage bays, right? And then it hung on. And the head coach was Curtis Hunt. He's like, what are you guys doing? We said, we're making it first class up here for us. He's like, take that down. Made perfect sense to us. Anyways.
Creating first class.
We were creating a first class cabin on the Regina Pats hockey bus, and the coach was having none of it. Anyways, we're in a great mood because it's the weekend. Summer's here. I almost busted out the Jeep to bring Lynch up here, but we're not quite there yet. I thought we've got a lot of weekends this summer to bring Frenzy up in my Big Bird.
We're in afternoon Jeep, not morning Jeep weather, right?
That's exactly right. It is a football Friday, and this is a very special show, and that's why I panicked a little bit when I couldn't hear your microphone, because I'm like, I'm going to just, before we get to the quick six, you're going to talk about who the guests are today and the reasons why. And I'll just tell you this. We were supposed to be in beautiful Moncton, New Brunswick today and yesterday doing live shows in advance of a very special weekend out there. Now, the weekend's still happening. We're just not there. But we're bringing Moncton to you, presented by Moncton Chrysler. Let me say this right out of the gate. The whole show today is presented by Moncton Chrysler Superstore, home of the car guys. The #1 dealership in Atlantic Canada, playing a major role in the community, supporting local businesses. Over to you.
Yeah, it's really exciting. As we know, this weekend is the game, and we wanted to be there so bad. You know, we had everything lined up to travel, and when we asked the government, can we do this? They said, no, you can't. So
no go.
We were going to be there having lobster and supporting the game, but Darren Burns is going to play in the football game, and he's going to set a record. 6 decades playing football. It's unbelievable.
High-level football.
High-level football. And the transformation he went into to get back into shape, I mean, he looks like every villain, every scary monster. Like he's in shape, man. He's quite the guy, and he's going to play football in his 50s and hoping to get a spot on a CFL training camp if he can. So it's fun to watch, and we want to support it, and we're going to have him and some friends on.
Yeah, the weekend is here. He's playing. There's a senior football league in the Maritimes that's similar, guys and gals, to senior hockey out here, or even the way senior hockey used to be, like a minor pro league. That's what it's full 12-on-12, full tackle. This ain't flag football. This isn't 7-on-7. This is real banging heads. And he's playing in the game tomorrow night with the Moncton Mustangs. He played in the CFL with Ottawa, Hamilton, and Montreal, but he just happens to be 57 now. So Darren Burns will be with us coming up in Block 2. His teammate, Jason Terrace, will be with us. I met him at Touchdown Atlantic 2 years ago. He's just a super dude. Mean AF, by the way.
Okay.
You're going to enjoy that interview.
All right.
And then Stu Fraser. Frenzy's really looking forward to that. Former Rough Riders receiver from New Brunswick, Stu Fraser. Lynch has a bunch of stories on Stu. He played in the early 80s. So see how much fun this is going to be?
Oh, yeah.
I said to Clark, you're really going to love it. And he's like, LFG. So here we are. Quick 6 show topics, please, Director Jordan, before we go any further. It is a Football Friday, but we're going to talk about what's going on in sports, and that includes a few different sports. Number 1, Thursday, NHL leftovers. All I will say is Caden Primo got lit up like a Christmas tree last night for the Montreal Canadiens. Not as much as Mikko Koskinen, by the way, but I digress. The Leafs beat Montreal 5-2 in Toronto. And can I ask you, as the unabated Leafs fan, what scares you about the Leafs going into the playoff? And then for any Leafs fans watching, but specifically Darren, because he's here in the bunker.
Yeah, goaltending one, if it's not on, that's a problem always. And I think if you find a way to shut down the Stars, I worry about if Matthews, if Marner, Tavares, if they're not going, that the rest of the group's not going to pick up the slack. It's not that the team's not deep enough, but sometimes when you have that high-end talent, you sit there and play, hey, we just have to let them not score because those guys will take care of the scoring. So I worry about that when teams are really good. But no, they got out to a big lead yesterday. And the stat that kind of got me, and I didn't do the research to know if I can trust it completely, but 40 goals for Matthews, not one on an empty net. So that was kind of a impressive thing. Usually there's, at least 3, 4, 5, right? For any great player. So that was kind of neat. But there are a few things that scare me for sure. And the fact they've never gone past the first
Here's
round.
what should scare people, especially Edmonton Oilers fans. Mikko Koskinen, he can't start a game in the playoffs. So Dave Tippett won't tell you, but I'll tell you. I'm not going to read the guy like a book. I think we all can at his post-game news conference. He's like, tough hole to come out of. 4 goals. 4 shots, 4 goals. Mikko Koskinen cannot start in the Stanley Cup. Write it down. This team will go as far as Mike Smith takes them, and even that, I'm sorry, is a little shaky. So you had a 2-goalie, maybe 3-goalie system. You're down to 1.5. Mike Smith and Stalock. Mikko Koskinen, no soup for you.
Yeah.
You're done, son. And my other thing, of course, and this is part of point 1, I'll just use it as hockey leftovers. Connor Bedard last night. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He missed in the first period penalty shot in the gold medal game of the World Under-18s. Canada-Russia, which incidentally, they're not our top rival anymore. USA is. But anyways, I just thought, first thing I thought was, he's human. No big deal. Next shift comes out, splits the Russian D, knifes a backhand from 20 feet out. And I'm starting to wonder, can he do this on NHL goalies? I think that he can. I screamed at the television. Cindy was upstairs. She comes running down. What happened? She thought I was murdered or something. I'm like, oh my God! I don't usually do that at the television. That's what I thought about what Connor Bedard did last night. The kid just, how high? What's the ceiling? There is no ceiling for him.
I know.
It's unbelievable. So we're just, thank you, Hockey Jesus, that he plays for the Regina Pats.
You know the emotion he had after that? Because when he came down in the penalty shot, I'm like, he's going to go for it. That's the move he makes all the time, right? And he's really good at it.
And he didn't.
And he did. He went to the forehand.
Sorry, the penalty shot.
On the penalty shot.
I thought you meant the goal.
And then he comes back right away in the goal. And did you see his reaction when he really celebrated? Then he slammed the glass, and it's just like, yes, like he really wanted to come out and do that. And that was the same reaction I had. Because I'm sitting there watching the game in the chair, and he does that, and I slam the side table. I'm like, yes, right? Because you feel that same kind of vengeance.
Yeah.
What a shot.
Another point, by the way, he tied Connor McDavid for points in a tournament, as our technical producer Ryan said, in a tournament where Canada scored far less goals. So there's that. But that just tells me that there are hockey gods. And if you don't believe in hockey gods or football gods, then you are a godless soul. But the hockey gods are saying, you know what, we'll let you tie Connor McDavid, but no, you're not going past Connor McDavid. It reminds me of Chris Milo tying Dave Ridgway for consecutive field goals of 28. Remember that, Lynch? Rider history. And on the 29th, he hits the upright. And the football gods were like, nope, we'll let you tie Ridge, but you're not beating Ridgway. Or Corey Sheets getting 10 100-yard rushing games in a season, tying George Reed. But the football gods are like, no, you're not beating him. And then George Reed will tell you, he did it in 2 more games.
Yeah,
seriously.
Of course, I can hear him.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
No,
I'm not saying that. We played 16 games. He played 18 games. Point 2. You like that?
That's good.
The Spring League. I know not too many of you watched, but I did. And I had a snap on Lynch again on the ring road driving home yesterday because I said, Lynch, I'm going to watch the Spring League tonight. And he's like, what the hell's the Spring League? Told you we're in a great mood today. And I said, it's pro ball, Lynch. They're playing in Indianapolis in a bubble, the spring league. And who's the crazy coach, the not for long? The crazy coach, Jerry Glanville. He was coaching last night. And the Alphas beat the Aviators 23-9. The Conquerors beat the Linemen 27-20. I was in and out. I had it on. I didn't watch it all. But Lynch goes, is that inferior football? Like any other Canadian football fan, I said, who cares? It's pro football and it's fun. I said, I'm not a football snob like most of the people in this country. I don't get it. I just enjoyed it. But if it's not CFL, I won't watch it. At your own peril. Point 3, the Blue Jays spanked the A's 10-4. Did you see the tweet from the Blue Jays after? This team is family. They're all hugging each other.
Yep.
And I'm like, if this is the circle of trust, where's George Springer? Is he out here or is he in here? Is he in the family? I don't think he's in the family.
Not yet.
No, you're not part of this.
Dude, you haven't contributed.
No.
Start paying, start bringing home some groceries and you'll be part of the family.
Yes, I'm just saying, this is family awesome, for sure. But I don't think George Springer's part of that family.
No.
I'm just sitting there thinking these guys are treading water for the most part of the American League East, and when it matters, George Springer will be available. And Bob's your uncle.
Oh, he'll be part of the family.
Right. He will be part of the family.
Oh, yeah.
But now he's just bringing flowers to the door, and
that's right.
He's not quite yet part of the family.
Yeah.
They're putting him on the end of the team photo, so in case they have to just crop him out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's allowed for dinner once in a while, but he's not part of the family group chat.
Yeah. Right. He's not in the text group.
He's not in the text group in there.
Hey, NHL top 5, bottom 5. Point 4. Are you ready for the top 5 teams in the National Hockey League this week from the RP Show? Here we go. Number 1, the Carolina. Put the phone on him. Number 1, the Carolina Hurricanes. Number 2, Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights. Number 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Number 4, the defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning. And number 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Why are you laughing?
How about that?
Good.
How about that? They had to be in there.
Of course.
They're mowing everybody in the country.
That's right.
Are you ready for the bottom 5 in the National Hockey League? Going in descending order. Number 27, the Anaheim Ducks. Number 28, the Vancouver Canucks, despite their win over the Oilers last night. Number 29, the Buffalo Sabres. Number 30, the Detroit Red Wings. Do you know who that leaves?
Yeah. Columbus.
Yes, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Congratulations, you're the worst team in the National Hockey League this week. Point 6. I had written what's up for the weekend, and then I thought, nah, scratch that. Because I was watching ESPN Get Up this morning, and they were talking about Aaron Rodgers. I may have misread the story this week where the Packers are looking to sign extra quarterbacks for their OTAs this spring. I guess they're anticipating Aaron Rodgers won't be there, but they haven't officially said he won't be there. Right?
Right.
So like any team, Aaron Rodgers is forcing them to come up with a backup plan. Oh, wait, just like they did when they drafted Jordan Love in the first round 2 drafts ago. So it's led to the poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. Who does Aaron Rodgers play for this year in the National Football League? And your options are the Green Bay Packers, the Denver Broncos, the Vegas Raiders, or other. Interestingly enough, on Twitter, 47% are voting for the Green Bay Packers. They say he's not going anywhere. What are they saying on Facebook, Dupes?
Yeah, the Raiders are actually leading at 35%. Packers are 27%, and then other. They don't think he's going to Denver. But the Raiders are leading, followed by the Packers. I think John Gruden and Mike Mayock are going to make a splash.
I think he's leaving. I don't know where he's going. They said the Dolphins this morning on with Max Kellerman on, what's the show he's on? First Take.
First Take.
But Kellerman's never right.
I guess the numbers would say that if only 25% are saying Packers, that means 75% think he's leaving. So just a matter of where that's going to get mixed up. But most people don't think he's coming back.
Yeah. I don't think he's coming back. I think what did we say last week? It's a divorce. People are picking sides. They're splitting up assets here because they always got to pick sides, right?
And it might mean he holds out, right, for a while and is on the roster of the Green Bay Packers. But it doesn't mean he's playing or taking the field. So it might take a while because you want to try and hang on as long as possible to those relationships, but eventually they end.
The warm-up is brought to you by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Got a big weekend coming up here, indoors, out of doors. Order a fabulous Four Seasons pizza and your favorite beverage for takeout and delivery. One-stop shopping, call or order online. And by the way, they do deliver. From the viewers, from John Kirby, he says, what do you think about the NHL team being fined this past week for their comments? John, we covered it yesterday at length. Go through our Twitter feed. You'll see 2-minute clips on the fines, on how this played out, and all the rest. John Schmeizer's watching in Kansas City. He says, Rod Pedersen Show should have Frenzy's laugh as a soundbite to play following Rod's jokes. I like it better that he's here in person.
Me too.
John Frenzy. You'll be back later, eh, Moose?
I will.
When we come back, Darren Burns, the man in the eye of the hurricane, the 57-year-old former CFL D lineman who's making a comeback this weekend with the Moncton Mustangs, will join us from beautiful Moncton right after this break, and Frenzy will be in the chair too. Today's show, this Football Friday, is brought to you by Moncton Chrysler Superstore, home of the car guys, the #1 dealership in Atlantic Canada, playing a major role in the community, supporting local businesses. We'll be right back. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.